Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a deep dive into AI, specifically how it's being used by Canadian small businesses, businesses just like yours, in 2024. And to help us unpack all this, we've got this awesome resource, kind of like a guidebook, from Synergy AI.
Oh, yeah. Synergy.
We're an AI solutions company.
It's really fascinating, how Synergy AI has really honed in on the Canadian market.
Yeah.
They really get the unique pressures that Canadian businesses are facing right now. Things like intense competition,
Right.
rising costs,
Everybody's feeling that.
absolutely, a shortage of skilled workers,
Huge problem.
and of course, this urgent need to embrace digital transformation.
It's like they're reading our minds. But hey, they also highlight Canada's strengths when it comes to AI.
Oh, totally.
You've got strong government support for innovation,
Right?
world-class research institutions,
Some of the best.
and a really robust data privacy framework with PIPEDA.
Ugh, PIPEDA. Yeah, that's the Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act. It basically sets the rules for how businesses can collect, use, and disclose personal information. And it's a really crucial piece of legislation, especially when you're dealing with AI, which often relies on data analysis.
Exactly. And so we've got this, kind of this perfect storm brewing in Canada. We've got the problems AI can solve. We've got the infrastructure to support it, and this strong legal framework to make sure it's all used responsibly.
And this is where Synergy AI steps in.
Right.
They're really good at helping businesses like yours bridge the gap between the potential of AI and the practical realities of actually running a business here in Canada.
Yeah, they do a great job of breaking down these really complex AI concepts into clear, actionable steps.
Exactly. Like, for example, let's talk about customer service. As a Canadian business owner, you know how important it is to provide service in both French and English. And Synergy AI really highlights this power of bilingual chatbots, which are essentially AI-powered assistants that can understand and respond to inquiries in both languages.
Wait, so instead of hiring two separate employees for English and French customer service, I could have one AI chatbot doing the work of both?
Potentially. Yeah.
That's amazing. So how does that even work?
Well, these chatbots use something called natural language processing. Basically, it's a way of teaching AI to understand and respond in human language.
Wow.
It's a game changer for businesses that need to provide seamless, bilingual customer service, which is, let's face it, pretty much every business in Canada.
Yeah.
And Synergy AI doesn't just talk the talk. They actually share this case study of a Toronto retailer that saw a 40% reduction in response time after implementing an AI-powered customer service solution.
40%.
Yeah.
That's huge. I can only imagine how much that improved their customer satisfaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy customers mean repeat business, which is crucial, in today's market.
For sure. Okay, so AI-powered chatbots can handle customer service in both English and French. What other practical applications does Synergy AI highlight?
Well, another big one is data-driven decision-making. You know,
Hmm.
imagine being able to predict your sales with greater accuracy, like really optimize your inventory levels to avoid stockouts or overstock,
Right.
and even spot emerging trends in your market before your competitors do.
Wow.
That's what AI can do.
Okay, I'm seeing the potential. I mean,
Hmm.
managing inventory, that's a constant headache,
Hmm.
especially with Canada's crazy seasonal swings. So how can AI actually help with that?
Well, Synergy AI explains how AI-powered inventory management systems can analyze your historical sales data, factor in those seasonal trends, and even consider external factors like weather patterns to predict future demand. And this allows businesses to order the right amount of stock at the right time.
So no more frantic last-minute orders
Ideally, no.
or those clearance sales to get rid of all the extra inventory.
Yeah, much less of that.
Okay, sign me up.
It's not just about saving money and hassle, though.
Right.
Think about that competitive advantage you gain by always having the right products in stock when your customers need them.
Oh, for sure.
In a market as competitive as Canada's, that can make all the difference.
Huge point. It's not just about doing things more efficiently. It's about doing things smarter than your competition. So what other areas can AI kind of transform?
Well, they also talk about automating business processes. So, all those really time-consuming tasks that bog you down every day, like processing documents, managing invoices, handling payroll.
Yeah.
AI can actually automate a lot of those tasks, freeing up your time and resources to focus on more strategic initiatives.
Okay, I mean, automating all those tedious tasks, that sounds amazing. But how do I make sure all this automation actually complies with Canadian regulations?
That's a great question, and it's a crucial consideration.
Really?
Synergy AI really emphasizes the importance of choosing AI solutions that are specifically designed for the Canadian market. They highlight the need to comply with PIPEDA, provincial privacy laws, and, of course, any industry-specific regulations. You need to be sure that any AI solution you implement is handling data responsibly and ethically.
That makes sense. So we've got AI handling customer service in both official languages, optimizing inventory levels, automating those really time-consuming back-office tasks,
Right.
and all while complying with Canadian regulations. It sounds like AI could be a total game changer for small businesses in Canada.
Absolutely. And, the best part is Synergy AI doesn't just talk about the potential of AI. They actually provide a really clear step-by-step roadmap for implementing it in your business.
Okay, let's dive into that roadmap then.
All right, let's do it. So they actually provide this really clear step-by-step roadmap for implementing it in your business.
Okay.
And they break it down into these series of logical steps,
Right.
starting with assessment.
Assessment.
This is where you kind of take stock of your current situation.
So, like, figuring out where I stand right now, what are my specific needs?
Yeah.
What are the biggest pain points in my business? And I guess, like, where are those opportunities where AI can actually make a real difference?
Yeah, totally. You need to pinpoint those areas where AI can have the biggest impact. And then you look at your existing technology infrastructure
Okay.
and data readiness.
Right.
Are your systems even compatible with AI solutions? Do you even have the data you need to train and power those solutions?
It sounds like this assessment phase is all about laying a really solid foundation
Exactly.
before I jump in head first.
You don't want to jump in headfirst without a plan.
Right.
So once you have a clear understanding of your starting point, you move on to the planning phase.
Okay.
And this is where you define your objectives. What do you actually want to achieve with AI? Increase sales, improve customer satisfaction, reduced costs.
Yeah. And I guess this is also where I set those, all important success metrics.
Totally, yeah.
Like, how will I measure the impact of AI on my business?
Exactly. You need to establish really clear benchmarks to track your progress,
Right.
and just make sure you're getting a return on your investment. This phase also involves creating a realistic timeline
Yeah.
and actually allocating the necessary resources,
Resources, right.
both financial and human.
Makes sense. It's
Right.
all about setting those realistic expectations and making sure I'm prepared for the journey.
Right. Speaking of the journey, the next step is actually choosing the right AI solutions.
Okay.
And here, Synergy AI really stresses the importance of finding solutions that are tailored to the Canadian market. They emphasize, bilingual capability,
Right.
compliance with Canadian regulations,
Wow.
seamless integration with your existing systems,
Okay.
and scalability so it can grow with your business.
So it's not like I could just go and pick any AI solution off the shelf.
Right.
It needs to be the right fit for my business.
Absolutely.
And, the unique context of operating in Canada.
It's kind of like finding the perfect pair of shoes.
Oh, I like that.
They need to fit comfortably, they need
Wow.
to support your needs, and of course, they have to be stylish enough for the occasion.
Love it. Okay, so I've assessed my needs. I've created a plan. I've chosen the right solutions. What's next? How do I actually put these solutions into action?
Well, they recommend a phased approach,
Okay.
starting with pilot projects.
Okay.
This lets you kind of test the waters, see how the AI performs in a real-world setting.
It's like a test drive before you buy the car.
Exactly. And then you can make adjustments before rolling it out to your entire business.
Right. It feels much less risky that way.
Yeah, way less risky.
Hmm.
What other things should you keep in mind during this implementation phase?
Yeah. What else?
They really emphasize starting small
Okay.
and focusing on, those quick wins. Don't try to do everything at once.
Right.
Just choose one or two areas where AI can make a significant impact and just start there.
So for me, if I'm struggling with inventory management,
Mm,
that might be a good place to start experimenting with an AI solution.
totally. But start with a specific problem that AI can actually solve effectively.
Right.
And then, as you gain experience and confidence, you can, gradually expand your AI initiatives to other areas of your business.
Feels a lot more manageable that way. I like that.
Yeah.
What else?
They also want to remind you to prioritize compliance at every step.
Okay.
Make sure you're adhering to PIPEDA,
Right.
provincial privacy laws, and of course, any industry-specific regulations. And they also highlight the need for ongoing training and support.
So it's not just about implementing the technology.
Yeah,
It's about making sure my team understands how to use it effectively and responsibly.
absolutely. You need to, equip your team with the knowledge and skills they need to, like leverage AI to its full potential.
Hmm.
That might involve providing training programs, creating clear guidelines for AI usage and offering ongoing support
Right.
just to address any questions or challenges that come up.
That makes sense. I can't just expect my team to embrace this new technology overnight.
Right. There's going to be a learning curve.
There's a learning curve for sure.
Absolutely. But with the right training and support, your team can become, really confident and competent AI users, and that's going to drive real value for your business. Now, let's tackle the question that's probably on everybody's mind.
Cost.
Yeah, cost.
I was just thinking that. This all sounds fantastic.
Right.
But can a small business in Canada really afford to implement AI?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. And, Synergy AI addresses it head on
Okay, good.
by breaking down, those costs associated with AI implementation.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. What kind of investment are we talking about here?
Okay, so they divide the costs into two categories.
Okay.
Initial costs
Okay.
and ongoing costs. Now, don't let this scare you,
Okay.
but they estimate that initial costs can range from, a few $1,000s
Okay.
to tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow. Yeah.
Depending on, the complexity of the solution and the scope of your implementation.
Okay, that's a pretty wide range. Can you break that down a little bit
Yeah.
more? What are those initial costs?
Yeah, they typically include things like software licensing fees,
Right.
the cost of setting up and integrating the AI solution with your existing systems,
Okay.
and of course, those initial training costs for your employees. And remember, Synergy AI really emphasizes that investing in training is crucial, and their data actually suggests that it directly correlates with improved customer satisfaction
Oh, wow.
and faster ROI.
So spending a little bit more upfront on training could actually save me money in the long run.
Exactly.
Good to know. What about ongoing costs?
Right. So there are several ongoing costs you'll need to factor in. Things like maintenance fees to keep the AI solution running smoothly,
Okay.
updates,
Right.
to ensure you have the latest features and security patches,
Okay.
and of course, support costs.
Right. To get help when you need it.
Exactly.
So it's not just a one-time expense.
Right.
I need to think about those long-term costs as well. It's starting to sound like a pretty significant investment.
It is an investment,
Yeah.
for sure. But here's the good news.
Okay.
Synergy AI also highlights those various government support programs.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about those programs. What kind of support can I actually get?
We're talking about some serious incentives.
Okay, good.
There are tax incentives like that SRNED program, which provides tax credits for research and development activities.
Right.
There are also like regional development grants, innovation funding programs, and even subsidies
Wow.
that are specifically designed to help businesses with their digital transformation projects.
Wow. So the government is actually like incentivizing businesses to adopt AI.
They are.
That really changes the equation.
It does. It can make AI much more affordable for Canadian businesses. But of course, the big question is
Return on investment.
return on investment. Is it actually worth the cost?
Right. Because government incentives are great and all,
Yeah,
but I need to see a tangible benefit to my bottom line.
of course.
So what does Synergy AI have to say about that?
This is where it gets exciting.
Okay, good.
Synergy AI has crunched the numbers, and they found that the average payback period for AI investments is between 8 and 12 months.
So within a year, I could start seeing a positive return.
Potentially, yes.
Wow, that's impressive. But what about those longer-term benefits? What
Well-
kind of impact can AI have on my business beyond just recouping my initial investment?
Well, their data shows that businesses using AI see significant improvements, across the board. We're talking cost savings of 20 to 30% on automated tasks, productivity increases of 15 to 25%, and get this, customer satisfaction improvements of 30 to 40%.
Wow. So it's not just about saving money. It's about like doing more with less, working smarter, and actually making my customers happier.
Exactly.
But are these just theoretical benefits? Or are there real Canadian businesses that are seeing these kinds of results?
Great question, and the answer is a resounding yes.
Okay, good.
Synergy AI actually backs up their claims with real-world case studies of Canadian businesses that have successfully implemented AI. They've got examples from a wide range of industries: retail, manufacturing, professional services, you name it.
Okay, let's hear about these Canadian success stories.
Yeah.
Give me the specifics. What kind of results are these businesses actually seeing?
Okay, so they have this great case study featuring a retail company in Vancouver.
Okay,
This company was really struggling with inventory management,
okay.
especially during those busy holiday seasons.
Makes sense.
So they implemented this AI-powered inventory management system, and the results were incredible.
All right, give me the details. What kind of impact did AI actually have on their business?
They saw a 25% reduction in stockouts,
Okay,
which means they were able to meet customer demand, much more consistently.
right.
Imagine never having to say to a customer, sorry, we're sold out during like the Christmas rush.
That's a huge win for customer satisfaction and loyalty,
Huge win,
especially in retail.
especially in retail. What else did they achieve?
Yeah,
They
well,
saw a 30% decrease in overstock.
so less waste.
Less waste, which means they were able to reduce waste and free up that valuable warehouse space.
Right.
And the best part, their sales increased by 20%.
Wow.
So they're keeping their customers happy, managing their inventory more efficiently, and boosting their bottom line.
Okay, it sounds like AI was like a total game changer for this Vancouver retailer.
Yeah.
Do they have any other success stories?
They do. They highlight a professional services firm in Toronto
Check.
that was looking for ways to improve their customer service.
Right.
And they decided to implement this AI-enhanced customer service solution. And the results were equally impressive.
Sorry.
Remember how we talked about the importance of bilingual customer service in Canada?
Yeah, for sure.
Did this Toronto firm implement something like a bilingual chatbot?
Yeah, did they?
They did. They implemented this really sophisticated chatbot that could handle customer inquiries in both English and French. This allowed them to provide seamless 247 customer service to their diverse clientele.
Okay, and what kind of impact did this have on their business? Did they see similar improvements in response time and customer satisfaction?
Even better, they actually saw a 40% reduction in response time.
Wow, 40%.
That means their customers were getting help faster than ever before, and their customer satisfaction scores actually went up by 35%.
That's amazing.
So they're resolving those issues more efficiently, and they're creating happier customers.
Yeah. It's amazing how AI can really streamline those customer interactions
Totally.
and free up, those human employees to focus on more complex tasks.
Exactly. And here's another interesting detail. This firm was actually able to cut their routine inquiry handling time in half,
Wow.
freeing up their team to focus on more strategic, high-value work.
It's a big win for productivity. Yeah. It sounds like AI is doing more than just automating tasks. It's actually allowing businesses to reimagine how they operate
Right.
and, what they can achieve.
Exactly. And Synergy AI doesn't stop there. They actually showcase this Montreal-based manufacturing SMB that was facing some serious challenges
Right.
with equipment downtime.
Right.
Remember when we mentioned predictive maintenance?
Yeah, predictive maintenance. Was
Yeah.
that what this manufacturing company implemented?
They did.
They did.
Predictive maintenance is a really powerful application of AI.
Yeah.
It allows businesses to, anticipate equipment failures before they even happen.
So like having a crystal ball.
It's like having a crystal ball. It tells you when a machine's about to break down.
Okay, that sounds almost like science fiction. How does it even work?
Well, these AI-powered systems analyze data from sensors and
Okay.
other sources to detect these subtle patterns
Okay.
that indicate, a potential equipment failure. By identifying these patterns early on, businesses can actually schedule maintenance proactively,
Okay.
avoid that costly downtime and, disruptions to their operations.
So instead of waiting for something to break down and then scrambling to fix it,
Yeah,
I can actually anticipate those problems and prevent them from happening in the first place.
exactly.
Okay.
It's a much more proactive and cost-effective approach.
Okay.
And the results for this Montreal manufacturing company were, phenomenal.
Okay, tell me more. Tell me more. What kind of impact did predictive maintenance have on their business?
They were able to reduce downtime by 30%.
Wow.
30%. That means their equipment was running much more reliably,
Right.
and their production processes were, way smoother. And, of course, less downtime means lower costs. They actually decreased their maintenance costs by 25%.
Okay, that's some serious savings.
Serious savings. Any other benefits?
Yeah, what else?
They actually extended the lifespan of their equipment by 20%.
Wow. Okay.
That means they're getting more value out of their assets.
Right.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And, on top of all of that, they also mentioned that the AI implementation actually helped them enhance their safety compliance,
Oh, wow.
which is, really critical in a manufacturing environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're saving money, they're improving efficiency, they're extending the life of their equipment, and they're creating a safer work environment.
It sounds like AI is a win-win all around.
It does.
These case studies are so inspiring. They really paint a vivid picture of how AI is making a real difference
Yeah.
for Canadian businesses, big and small. It's clear that AI is no longer just like this futuristic concept. It's a practical tool that's available right now.
Absolutely.
And it's within reach for, businesses like mine.
Totally. And the most exciting part is that we're really just scratching the surface
Yeah.
of what's possible with AI. As this technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more innovative applications
Yeah.
and even greater benefits for Canadian businesses in the years to come.
I completely agree. So, with all these amazing possibilities on the horizon, I'm curious, what does Synergy I recommend for businesses that are looking to just get started with AI?
Well, they emphasize that the first step is to just start exploring. They encourage businesses to reach out to AI experts, attend industry events, and read up on those latest trends. They encourage businesses to reach out to AI experts, attend industry events, and read up on those latest trends.
So it's all about getting informed and dipping my toes into the AI waters. I like that. It
Ah,
feels much less
mhm.
daunting than diving headfirst into this complex implementation.
Exactly. And Synergy AI actually offers a bunch of resources, to help you on your AI journey. That they
Right.
have like these free online assessments that
Right.
can help you gauge your, AI readiness. They also offer consultations to discuss, your specific needs
Right.
and explore potential solutions.
So they're not just selling AI solutions.
Yes.
They're actually helping businesses figure out if AI is even right for them
Exactly.
and guiding them through the process.
They're acting as a trusted advisor,
Yeah.
helping businesses navigate, this complex world of AI
Right.
and make those informed decisions.
It's like having a Sherpa
Oh, I like that.
guiding you through the Himalayas of AI.
That's a great analogy, and it's so true. AI can feel like this daunting mountain to climb, but with the right guide, it can be an incredibly rewarding journey.
It's funny. As we've been talking about all these Canadian businesses using AI,
Mm.
it's really struck me how much emphasis Synergy AI puts on tailoring solutions.
Yeah.
Specifically to the Canadian market.
Yeah, that's a key takeaway here. They really hammer home that point that you can't just take a generic AI solution and expect it to work seamlessly in Canada.
Exactly. You need to consider things like bilingualism,
Right.
regulatory compliance,
For sure.
and the specific, challenges and opportunities
Right.
of the Canadian business landscape.
And that's what sets Synergy AI apart. They have that deep understanding of the Canadian market,
Yeah.
which allows them to really help businesses, choose and implement solutions that are actually going to work.
It's almost like they're acting as a translator
Oh, I like that.
between this complex world of AI
Right.
and, the practical needs of Canadian businesses.
You're bridging that gap
Yeah.
and making AI more accessible to businesses that might otherwise feel intimidated
Right.
by the technology.
And they're doing it in a way that's both strategic and practical. They're not just throwing AI solutions at businesses and hoping for the best.
Right. They're taking a very methodical approach,
Yeah.
starting with that thorough assessment
Right.
of the business's needs and goals,
Right.
and then developing this tailored plan, that takes into account all of those relevant factors.
I think that's what makes their approach so effective. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
It's about finding the right AI tools for the job
Exactly.
and making sure they're implemented in a way that, makes sense for the Canadian context.
It's all about finding the right fit.
Yeah.
And that's what Synergy AI helps businesses do.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything in this deep dive.
I think so.
We've explored the Canadian AI landscape, looked at some key applications. We broke down that implementation roadmap, and we even crunched the numbers on cost and ROI. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with one final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
Throughout this whole deep dive, we've really focused on how Canadian businesses are using AI to solve existing problems,
Right.
improve their operations. But what about the future?
Oh, yeah.
What about the new possibilities that AI could unlock?
That's a great question. I mean, it's one thing to use AI to automate tasks and make things more efficient.
Right.
But it's a whole other thing to use AI to create something completely new.
Exactly. I mean, AI isn't just about doing things better.
Right.
It's about doing things differently, reimagining what's possible.
And I think that's where the real excitement lies.
Yeah.
As AI technology continues to advance, it's going to open up these like totally new avenues for innovation and creativity.
It's going to allow businesses to like develop products and services that we can't even imagine today.
Right.
And it's going to change like the way we live,
Yeah,
work, and, interact with the world around us.
for sure.
So as you reflect on, all the information we've discussed today, I want to challenge you to think beyond just those practical applications
Yeah.
and consider like the bigger picture. What could the future of AI look like in Canada?
Right.
What role could your business play in shaping that future?
It's an exciting time to be involved in the world of AI.
It is.
The possibilities really are limitless.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thanks for joining us and keep exploring that fascinating world of AI.